This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. One man dead, 3 in custody in Clarendon. One man is dead and 3 others have been taken into custody for questioning by the Clarendon police after they were picked up by a team on patrol in the community on Thursday night. According to Assistant Superintendent of Police in Clarendon, Eugene Downey, the police acting on intelligence were making inquiries in the Mineral Heights housing scheme in the vicinity of Iron Drive. They approached 4 men as the nightly curfew started. According to the police report, the men were accosted and one of them pulled a firearm and pointed it at the lawmen. The police neutralized the threat and later recovered 2 9mm pistols from his person. The man was taken to the Mapen Hospital where he was pronounced dead. He has since been identified as 27-year-old Kevon Summon, otherwise called Seizure, said Downey. 2 cars were recovered, both with license plates that were not registered to the vehicles on which they were displayed, the police said. 2 of the 3 men who remained in custody are from addresses outside of the parish, the police added. George Wright resigns from the JLP. Embattled Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Central, George Wright, has resigned from the ruling Jamaica Labour Party. The party made a disclosure in a statement today. It said that Wright submitted his letter of resignation to the JLP General Secretary, Dr. Horace Chang, which was accepted. According to the JLP, Wright indicated that he intends to address the matters in the public domain and express his continued belief in the policies and programs of the government and the party. Wright found himself in a whirlwind of controversy ever since a video surfaced alleging that he physically abused a woman. However, the police had informed that Wright and Tanisha Singh, who both made reports of assault against each other, indicated that they no longer wish to press charges. But this has not quelled public pressure for sanctions to be brought against him. Wright is currently on leave of absence from the House of Representatives, which expires in 17 days. Illegal gun seized in St. James. The police in St. James are reporting the seizure of an illegal gun and several rounds of ammunition during an operation on Lime Tree Lane in Glendevon. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure. The police report that about 2:45 p.m. on Thursday, cops were in the area when they saw a group of men along the roadway whose actions aroused suspicions. On seeing the police, the men reportedly ran. A search of the area was conducted and a Taurus 9mm pistol with 11 9mm rounds of ammunition was seen in an open lot, according to the police. The weapon was subsequently seized. Dentist gone missing. Kamar Martin, otherwise called a manager, a dentist of Blue Hole Montpelier in St. James, has been missing since Monday, May 17. He is of brown complexion, stout built and about 6 feet 9 inches tall. Reports from the Anchovy police are that Martin was last seen at about 3:30 p.m. in Westmoreland, dressed in a blue plaid shirt, blue jeans, and a pair of black slippers. He has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Kamar Martin is asked to contact the Anchovy police at 876-956-4100, police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 2 killed as guns bark in Mobay. The unending gang feud in sections of Glendevon St. James has claimed 2 more lives as gangsters continue to wreak havoc in the community, which has been witnesses on and off bouts of extreme violence in recent years. The latest victims are 31-year-old record operator Vernon Punch Boswell, who was killed shortly before 10 a.m. yesterday, and Andre Bones Simpson, who was shot dead on Wednesday. 2 men are also nursing gunshot wounds arising from the 2 incidents. In yesterday's incident, Boswell was standing between an auto parts shop and a garage owned and operated by his family at the intersection of Johnson Hill and the Sun Valley Main Road when a white Toyota Corolla motor car pulled up. 2 men reportedly alighted with guns in hand and chased Boswell close to 70 meters, firing a barrage of shots at him. In trying to jump across a drain, Boswell fell and one of the gunmen stood over him and fired multiple shots at his head, killing him on the spot. Following the shooting, The men ran from the garage, firing more shots as they headed back to the getaway car, which sped away. Boswell was discovered dead and another man suffered a bullet wound to one of his knees. It was a terrible scene, and it all happened right there in front of the man's mother. A person claiming to have witnessed the incident told the news. In Wednesday's incident, which occurred about 4 p.m., Simpson, who is of a Cornwall court's address in St. James, was among a group of persons at a section of Norwood called Jungle when a group of men traveling in a Toyota Noah van drove by and opened fire, hitting Simpson and another man. They were taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead and the other man admitted. The police believed that Boswell's killing was an act of reprisal for Simpson's murder. It would appear that both shooting incidents are linked, and also that Thursday's incident was an act of reprisal for Wednesday's shooting in Norwood, an investigator told the news. The police have carried out a number of operations in both communities following the shootings, and several persons of interest have been picked up and are presently being questioned. St. James has been seeing an upsurge in gun murders over recent weeks, with 4 persons being shot and killed over the past 7 days. A total of 74 persons have been murdered in the parish since the start of the year. Communities stormed over victim's decision to drop case against ex who almost killed her. People living in the New Road section of Warsop in Trelawney are bewildered by the decision of 23-year-old Stephina Ralston, affectionately called Apple, to ask the court to drop charges against her ex-boyfriend, 34-year-old Anthony Bailey, who is accused of nearly hacking her to death with a kitchen knife on Thursday, April 15. Prudence Rooms, the woman who is said to have fostered Ralston since she was 2 years old, is among those voicing objection to Ralston's stance. How could she be asking for the case to be dropped against someone who nearly killed her? Well, if him get free and come out and abuse her again, she has nobody to blame than herself, Rooms argued. One vocal member of a group of women who spoke to the news but asked that their names not be mentioned said that Ralston should be sanctioned by the judge for public mischief when she returns to court. Apple wicked, she is wicked. The judge should try her and sentence her to spend at least 5 years at Fort Augustus because she wasted the court's time, stationery, and even her life, the strident woman said. She make people on social media saying Trelawney woman dem a yamed and don't have no sense. But Apple don't born in Trelawney. She come from Kingston and come here come live from she a baby. Rooms confirmed that Ralston is originally from Kingston. She was a good student coming up from primary to high school, and I raised her in the church, shared Rooms. The April 15 incident in which Ralston was attacked and stabbed mercilessly, allegedly by Bailey in a shop at New Road, moments before the start of the nightly curfew, was still fresh in the memory of the residents yesterday. Bailey, who was subsequently arrested and charged with attempted murder, appeared in the Trelawney Parish Court in Clarkstown on Monday and was remanded in custody until June 9. Yesterday, residents who recounted that blood from Ralston's wounds was splattered all over the shop pointed to the bloodstains still visible on sections of the wall inside the business establishment. Ralston received several knife cuts and was rushed to the Percy Junior Hospital in Spaldings, Manchester, where she was admitted in critical condition. Her tripe was coming out and she had to be wrapped in a thick towel and rushed to the hospital, where she underwent emergency surgery. And now she had thought about to free the man, one of the women who had gathered around the news team said. She is very lucky because on her way to the hospital the van ran out of gas, said another. One woman argued that Ralston is also missing Bailey, also known as Israel, and as such wants his release. You don't see say, I want she want to be with Israel again, so she want him to free up. She said everybody deserves a second chance, she argued. It is our life. Another resident interjected, she don't sound like a sensible person. She is confused and don't know what to do. The residents also questioned whether Ralston is really pregnant. How you figure do surgery and pregnant? When she get chopped up, she did surgery over Spaldings, you know? My daughter was supposed to do a surgery. She had gallstones, and when the doctor checked her out, she was 3 months pregnant, and she couldn't do the surgery. So how you gonna do surgery and pregnant? The judge need to check it out, one woman stated. Another agreed. Apple not pregnant. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.